What's up? Happy Wednesday. So let's talk about the one. So for this one, there's a lot of instruction. So what I want you guys to do is do the warm-up, listen to the instructions, pause, do the warm-up. From there, there's a mobility flow. So you may actually want to play that one while you stretch. Then get into your strength portion, listen to the instructions, pause. The kettlebell complex is fairly complex, so listen to the instruction on that before you get into it, and then there's a nice little core burn at the end. So without further ado, your warm-up is 3 rounds, 10 each of the following movements. So you've got the egg roll, so standing with your knees bent, or sitting with your knees bent, elbows come to the knees, knees to the elbows. We're going to roll back onto the shoulder blades and then come back up. Stop yourself before your heels touch the ground, right? So it looks like this. And that's just to get your core muscles fired up. And yeah, it's as much fun as it looks. From there, we're gonna do pass-throughs again today. Gonna get those shoulders warmed up, right? So remember, wrists and elbows are straight, ribs are tucked in. Bring that, oh, those shoulders are tight. Should have practiced that before the video. Bring the bar all the way to the small of your lower back and back around 10 times. From there, this is 10 total of this movement. The SLDL, so single leg deadlift to reverse lunge combo, right? So 1 rep looks like this. Single leg deadlift first, take a step back, and do the reverse lunge, right? 5 on one side, 5 on the other, so 10 total. I'll do a couple more so you can see it, right? Single leg deadlift, take that same leg that was the non-working leg before, and step back. Boom. A little wobbly there. So 5 on each side, 10 total for that. 3 rounds. So from there, we're going to do a bit of a stretch flow. I kind of want to stretch these core muscles out because we're going to be using them quite a bit. We're also going to be hinging a lot today. So for that, we're going to go into that downward facing dog. It's a great stretch for the posterior chain, right? So press through your palms, bring your head and chest through your shoulders, and then try to get your heels on the ground. From there, we're going to bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. That downward facing dog walk. Great. Once you feel that stretch from the calf and hamstring, bend both knees and press your head and shoulders a little bit further down. Stretch out those shoulders as much as you can. Perfect. From there, we're going to go into up dog, right? So hand should be just outside of your chest, your rib cage. You're going to press from the palms and stretch out that anterior chain as well. So your core muscles in the front, back muscles, just keep pressing here. Bring it back down. Come into a neutral position. Big breath in. Exhale that breath, press up again. I want you guys to repeat this 5 times total. And then come into the Spider-Man hold. So from the high plank position, bring your right foot up to your right palm. Let that left knee sink down onto the ground. Gently press on the inside of the right knee. And then try to get your elbows down onto the ground. Hold here for 6 deep breaths. So with each exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. From there, place the palms on the ground, pick up that back knee, foot goes back, we're back in that high plank position, and then bring the left foot up this time, let the right knee sink down, gently press on the inside of the left knee, and then try to get your elbows down onto the ground. Stay here for 6 long diaphragmatic breaths, and then pull that foot back. Walk your hands back to your feet, and then slowly roll up. So that's your little mobility stretch flow. You can play that while you do it, or you can take a look at it, pause it, and then knock it out for yourself. Either way, moving into the strength portion, we're going to work on either the L hang hold or the V up hold, depending on what equipment you have available to you. So let's talk about the L hang first, right? So this is my handy dandy pull-up bar. When we're doing the L hang, right, I don't want you to just be limp through your shoulders, right? Imagine that you're trying to get your shoulders as far away from your ears as possible, right, without bending your arms. That should activate your lats back here and give you a much stronger hold. If you can't do the actual L hang, right, with your toes pointed out, then just feel free to modify that how you can. You want to try to get around 90 seconds or more of hang, and that can be pretty challenging. So you may need to just bend your knees and just bring them up as high as you can on that bar, right? Alternatively, if you don't have a pull-up bar available to you, you'll be doing V-up holds, right? So for that, we're going to support ourselves first, point the toes out, create a 90-degree angle here at the hips, and then reach for your knees. Right? You can, as far as regressions, you can bend your knees as well, right? You can support yourself with your hands on the ground and hold like this. This is still really, really hard, trust me. Or you can, nope, that's it. That's all you got. Those two. If you can do neither of those two, just do a max set of V-ups and then give yourself 2 minutes of rest, or a max set of toes to bar and give yourself 2 minutes of rest. Either way, we're going to deliberately practice keeping our core super strong. So I want you to get to that point of failure where you can no longer hold, or you can no longer produce any more core movement as far as toes to bar or V-ups. So just to review, V-ups, right? We're laying here, and then bring both feet up and tap your feet. All right? So 10 minutes of deliberate practice on core work, and then you have your options. Look at the email. That'll explain your options a little bit better. So from there, we're going to work on kettlebells again today. The complex that you have is 4 movements on each side. And the way that this should work, this should be smooth, right? Like all of your right arm, single arm movements should be performed very smoothly. So after your 10th rep of the sumo deadlift high pull, go straight into your clean and jerk, right? After the 10th clean and jerk, you'll go straight into your snatch, and then straight into your overhead reverse lunges, right? Even smooth as you transition to the other side. So when you finish with that 10th reverse lunge, bring it down, and then get right into your left side movements. The kettlebell really shouldn't be touching the ground. Obviously, you're going to tap the ground for the movement, but it shouldn't be leaving your hands through the entirety of the complex. You get a 2-minute rest at the end, so that's baked in. All right, so let's talk about the movements. The first one is the single arm sumo deadlift high pull. So for sumo deadlift, we want to come into a wider stance. We'll change that stance later on, but for now, that's where we are. So sumo is wider than the hips, right? Press the hips and knees back to create that hinge pattern. You're gonna pop up, explode into hip extension, and then pull the kettlebell up towards your collarbone, right? Elbow comes above the shoulder when we do this. Remember, this is not an arm exercise. There is a pull to it, but it is the explosive hip movement that actually brings that kettlebell up. Same thing for the clean and jerk. So we bring our feet a little bit closer for the clean and jerk, right? Throw the hips forward, catch in the front rack position, little dip here. I'm gonna punch and dip under it for the clean. Stand straight up, back down, clean, jerk, stand up, back down. Kettlebell snatch, right? So that's just taking that little clean out of the equation and going straight up from the ground. So we're here, I'm gonna pull, jump and shrug, and then dip under it. Woo, that's getting a little heavy. bring it down. All right. From there, overhead reverse lunge, overhead position, elbows locked out, take a step back, tap the knee. We're alternating with the lunges, but keeping the kettlebell in the same time until we complete 10. Then we move to the left side and complete the series on the left. Oh, that's spicy, guys. Good luck. You can do this, all of those things with a dumbbell. And I'm not going to show you. I believe in you. So after that, you've got a core burn. Check the email for the reps and exercises, but it's 50 of each of those things, and you can choose when to switch exercises whenever you want. So that's the workout for today, guys. Have so much fun.